Sir? No. Okay.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
It's okay, it's nothing, it's no problem. We're all eager to interact with you. Sure. In fact, we thought we'll request you to speak for a few minutes, and once we have time, we'll say we go for interaction.
No way.
I go to 6 joined, sir.
Not too far from here, so I do speak Tamil pretty well, and so I can answer questions in Tamil as well as in English. And I moved when I was 9 to London, and as I said, I still remember how it was to be a student, and so I could place myself over there. And it didn't matter to me when I was studying in all those colleges who was in front of me.
On behalf of Veltech institution, we welcome Lakshmi Shankar, who is Director of Video Product from San Francisco, US. To start with his brief profile, he is a senior technology executive with 16 years of experience in engineering, product management, and operation roles. Deep expertise in building in the high-growth consumer technology and enterprise software business with the end-to-end PL responsibility. He is also a graduate from software engineering from Imperial College London and a Sloan Fellow from Stanford Business School. He held a senior leadership roles in IBM product and engineering organization, and previously he was the global director of EY Operations Management Consulting Practice. Currently he is a senior executive within this tutor in San Francisco, leading the business unit strategy and operations for the tutor video product, with a responsibility for building core video on demand, called as VOD, and premium live and user-generated content. He led the global team of nearly 200 team members in UK, US, and Asia, and oversee a cost base of several $100 billion and contributed to the revenue of nearly $1 billion, the fastest growing business unit at Twitter. In his previous roles at Twitter, he is a corporate development strategy led. His notable achievements are: he led the acquisition of integration of Magic Money and UK-based medicine learning startup. And he also helped to shut down the startup called Bind. And he led the carve-out and subsequent sale of Fabric, Twitter's development platform, which is to Google. And he led the status business reviews of Twitter, acquired businesses including Periscope, Telepark, Niche, including Wetlab, to assess the business performance and value realization. And without further delay, and I invite Mr. Lakshmi Shankar to have an interaction session with the students.
First and foremost, thank you so much, all of you, for waiting for such a long time. I apologize for being late. I would like to make this as interactive a session as possible, and would like to make the best use of this time. I was an engineer myself. I did computer science bachelor's at Imperial College London, and I did my master's in software engineering. And then I loved education so much that later in my life I went to Stanford Business School to do another master's in business, and then, as was mentioned, then I joined Twitter, and I now head video for Twitter in terms of strategy and operations globally. My roots are from Chennai. I was born in not too far from here, so I do speak Tamil pretty well, and so I can answer questions in Tamil as well as in English. And I moved when I was 9 to London, and as I said, I still remember how it was to be a student, and so I could place myself over there. And it didn't matter to me when I was studying in all those colleges who was in front of me. And so I take this opportunity to ask as many questions as you like, and I'm here for you. And please let me know are there any questions?
Veltech Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Sakuntala Engineering College. Sir, I would like to know the key competency required to get entry into Twitter.
Nice to meet you. Charumati, is it?
Yes.
Charumati. Hi, Charumati. Nice to meet you. The question that was asked, I'll repeat, is what is the key qualification to get into Twitter? I would say that the question that actually is a better question, if I may pose, is what is it that you want to do? And I think each role has a different set of qualifications. If you are a core engineer and you want to do an engineering role, then it has specific requirements. If you're a product person, there's different requirements. If you're a designer, product researcher, and data scientist, or myself, product strategy and operations, each has different entry requirements and qualifications that we seek. Secondly, the level of experience that you bring. If you're an experienced fresh out of college graduate, there's a different set of expectations we have. This is somebody who's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. So in terms of, I'm assuming you're looking for an engineering role. So in engineering, what we look for is fundamentally incredibly strong academic. If fresh out of school, we're looking for an incredibly strong academic background. Somebody who has actually done very well academically. And then we had several rounds of interviews. I think Google has set the bar in terms of, I think they have close to 21 interviews for an engineer. We don't have 21 interviews. We have 3 to 5 interviews. One would be based on technical merits, and we will then have, we look for your aptitude, and lastly we look for cultural fit. And those are the 3 things we're looking for: technical, aptitude, and cultural fit.
Thank you, sir.
Academic. Fresh out of school, we're looking for an incredibly strong academic background. Somebody who has actually done very well academically. And then we have 3 to 5 interviews. One would be based on technical merits, and we will then have we look for your aptitude. And last.
This is Ritu Ramakrishnan from Veltech Multitech, Dr. Inraction, Dr. Sakunthala Engineering College. Sir, I would like to ask, what is the scope in getting equipped with the machine learning and artificial intelligence? Is that probably a part with getting a job in Twitter or any other social networks?
Yeah, I think the core of your question is about machine learning and artificial intelligence. I am convinced that my colleagues down the road in Silicon Valley, we work in San Francisco, about 30 miles down south is Mountain View. And if you recall, Google is from Mountain View. And Google, when it started in the late 90s, they were about, they're fundamentally a company about indexing all the world's data. And then they moved into, we want to be a global first company, mobile first company. Now Sundar Pichai has said that Google is all about, it's an AI first company. And the reason why he says this and the reason why we fundamentally believe that AI is going to change everything is because I think 3 things. One, there's an abundance of data that we now are able to collect at a cost that is actually not prohibitive. Secondly, we have machines that are able to mine that data and able to perform patterns of recognition on that data. And thirdly, we have great minds who are able to put the 2 together. I think the combination of those 3 is now, and I think the next your lifetime of professional lifetime, I think AI and data focused roles are going to be most sought after. The thing I would warn you, however, is by the time you graduate and come out, and by the time you become a 3 to 5 years experienced professional, there's going to be millions of people who are also going to be data scientists, AI, and machine learning engineers. The key is going to be in what way are you going to be a specialist. And the area of specialization is what I would urge you to focus on, because not all ML, machine learning, and AI is the same. I would say areas such as computer vision is going to be a niche area that I think is going to have a critical level of future opportunities. And when you do become an expert in that space, please let me know. I'd like to employ you to it.
Thanks.
This is Oscar Godwin J from Veltech Multitech Engineering College. Sir, what would be your advice to today's Indian youngsters for competing in global arena?
For our students in India to be global. Yeah. I think it's a great question. I think the fact that you said compete and the fact that you said globally is heartening for me, because I think for far too long, I think India has been the what I would say is being playing the price or labor arbitrage card too long. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that it's a cheaper place to do things. And for that reason, when I was at IBM, we moved our entire testing team to India, the Golden Eggplane in Bangalore. This was in the 90s, early 2000s. Then the next revolution happened. So once test was moved, then we started getting to kind of small bug fixing and small service roles started coming into India. And I think what hasn't yet come to India is new products, new ideas, new technologies, and entrepreneurship hasn't yet come into India. So what I think for any person, the advice I would give, and it will be the same advice I would give to the younger me, is more and more roles are going to get commoditized. More and more roles are going to basically be non-differentiated. The roles that involve highest level of deep insight, analysis, ability to provide strong levels of execution on those ideas are going to be some of the roles that are most sought after. For example, if you're a data engineer, in 20 years' time, I'm convinced that that's going to be done by machines. But if you're able to be the kind of person who can be a data analyst or a data scientist who can actually try and make sense of the data and provide deep insights, actionable insights, like for example, based on the number of items that I buy using machine learning and pattern recognition, if you're able to provide insight on what I'm likely to buy next, what kind of person am I, what am I likely going to be my buying patterns over the next 2 or 3 years, and start to customize machine learning algorithms to be able to help me make those purchases if you're working with Flipkart or Amazon. Those kind of insightful jobs are going to be the jobs of the future. So I would urge you to think about differentiating yourself and move more into insight-led kind of roles as opposed to standard coding type roles.
Thank you, sir.
Then we started getting to kind of small bug fixing and small service roles started coming into India. And I think what hasn't yet come to India is new products, new ideas, new technologies, and entrepreneurship hasn't yet come into India. So what I think...
Good evening, sir. This is Harish Aravind, pursuing ECE in Veltech Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Sakuntala Engineering College. Sir, could you please throw some light on business opportunities through social networking?
Opportunities for social networking. There's too many. There's so many things that we haven't even tapped into on Twitter. I think you don't have to look too far. You have to look at like in China, how well Chinese social networks have actually completely conquered the market. So in China now, if you go, your version, Facebook doesn't work, as you know. Twitter doesn't work, as you know. And so they have equivalents there. And their social platform is not just one-on-one chat, finding out how you are or I am. It actually is a platform that allows you to walk into any place in the world, because it becomes your ID card. In China, it becomes the way in which you pay for stuff. It becomes the way in which you collect stuff. And so it just becomes a portal for doing everything. And that's phenomenal. I mean, Facebook hasn't cracked it. Facebook still is being a social network. It hasn't cracked commercialization of Facebook yet. Twitter has been, again, the same problem. So I think the future of social is going to be global commerce, and we will do well to just copy our Chinese counterparts. I think the West has to copy China in terms of how advanced China has become in using social commerce.
Thank you.
In China. format, it becomes the way in which you pay for stuff. It becomes the way in which you collect stuff. And so it just becomes a portal for doing everything. And that's phenomenal. I mean, Facebook hasn't cracked it. Facebook still has been a social network, hasn't cracked commercialization of Facebook yet. Twitter has been, again, the same problem. So I think the future of social is going to be global commerce, and we will do well to just copy our Chinese contrast. I think the West has to copy China in terms of how advanced China has become in using social commerce.
Could we know who is your competitor as an individual and as an employee that you feels? Sir, could we know who is your competitor as an individual and as an employee that you feels?
So the question is, who do I feel as a competitor, as an individual, and as
an employee,
as an employer,
yes,
as well as an individual myself?
yes, sir.
So who do I feel as my competitor, and who do I feel as an employer as my competitor for talent? Is that the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. There is a tremendous challenge in the valley for talent. Talent is the new war. I kid you not. We find some of the best data scientists, and before we can offer, Facebook will offer 30% more. We try to match, Facebook will go 60% more. That's the day, that's every day. I have at the moment in my team for video, I have a team of 200 people, 270 people globally. I have 36 roles open, and I cannot fill them because the war for talent is so high. The cost to pay and get the right grades is so difficult. So we're stopping competing here in the valley. We know we don't have as deep pockets as our competitors like Google, Facebook, Snap, and so we compete with them for talent every day, and we stop competing because we don't have. If there's any, just to put it in perspective, Twitter's market cap in the world is in the region of around 28 billion. The market cap for Google is coming up to 350 billion. So there's no person that I can actually pay more than Google. So competing on just pay just doesn't work. And there's scarcity of phenomenal talent in the valley. And so we stopped competing for talent in the valley. We're looking at Europe, we're looking at India, we're looking at all the other places to start tapping into talent because brains are, we believe, just as good as anywhere else. And the difference is many of the people, for us, we still haven't established engineering and product presence in India. India still remains as a sales arm. And so the next step for us is to start establishing an engineering and product team and then start to attract global talent. India is a market that is just so untapped for Twitter, and yet it is organically grown from Mr. Modi all the way through to Rajnikant is using our platform, all because they want to use the platform. Nothing that we have done to encourage them to use the platform. So there's a huge opportunity for us in India. It starts with marketing, then it starts with building talent around here. This is what we want to focus on.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, sir. I'm Kitna from IT Department of Veltech High-Tech, Dr. Rangarajan, Sakuntala Engineering College. Sir, please tell us how to get rid of misleading posts in social networking media. Is it feasible to control and check the authenticity of posts? Now from IT Department of Veltech High-Tech, Dr. Rangarajan, Sakuntala Engineering College. Sir, please tell us how to get rid of misleading posts in social networking media. Is it feasible to control and check the authenticity of posts?
Yeah, fantastic. I join in the applause. It's the biggest cancer that we feel on the platform. It doesn't matter if you talk to my colleagues at Facebook, my colleagues at any other social media, social network. The cancer that is actually eating away a fundamental business is the abuse that happens on the platform. Abuse happens in two ways. One is trolling. So somebody basically trolls you, sends abusive languages to you. The other side is that person. The other kind of abuse that happens is misinformation. Somebody says the wrong thing about you. That has happened, for example, in the elections in the USA, as you know. And then the last kind of problem that happens is just misuse of the platform. So pornographic content and extremely sensitive content posted on the platform. It is, you can imagine, I work in video. I'm responsible for strategy and operations for video on Twitter. Twitter has 1.5 billion videos that are viewed every day. And we compete with Google, YouTube, and Facebook, and Netflix. Those are the only three platforms that are bigger than us in video. You can imagine, I was giving this example earlier. My biggest nightmare is somebody on live video on Twitter committing suicide. And that has happened to my competitors. And my biggest concern every day that I wake up is somebody's going to abuse my platform in that way. And unfortunately, technology has not caught up. And we have best brains, best machine learning brains in computer vision, trying to understand who are using our platform and what is that content. It's called media understanding. That is the space. And even with the best brains and the best technology, we are not able to detect this. And we have a massive team. We throw people at it, we throw money at it. We have a massive team based in Philippines, Manila, who look at every single video that's posted on our platform before it goes live to see if it's actually illegal content. That can't scale. And we're getting away with it because we are still over the fifth bigger platform in the world in social media space. Facebook has literally tens of thousands of people that they actually manually curate every single video that's posted. Even that isn't scale. That is just attacking the problem of abusive content on the platform. You raised the point about misinformation and abuse and troll. Those are all key problems. And so the only things that we can do, and these are things that Jack, my boss's boss, Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, founder of Twitter, thinks deeply about, because we are a public platform. In other words, you don't tweet to a private group, you tweet to the world. And so you need to be able to tweet in complete assurance that your voice can be heard. But at the same time, there is no world in which you can actually get all the views on the other side. So how can we make sure that this platform is safe for you? And it's something that we are thinking deeply about, and we are doing things like making sure that the moment a comment is posted, it is automatically run through a machine learning algorithms to see does it have abusive words that we recognize. If it does, it will say this post, this tweet has been deleted automatically. So that's one simple text-based recognition that we use to delete tweets. Others are images. Images are easy. Any abusive images we can spot because images is static content. We can run through algorithms and we can delete. But it's a massive problem. It's a massive problem, and I think I'm proud that I'm working at Twitter, who's actually trying to solve this problem. But I think we are years from actually getting to the bottom. Thank you for raising that incredible question.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. I'm Sophia. First being the Veltech Engineering College. And sir, could you please share your experience on tough times you have ever faced in your career, and how did you tackle those complex situations?
Thank you, Sonia. So tough situations in the career, and how did I tackle those situations? I would say, out in life, I said I didn't have lots of tough situations. I did not. Probably the earliest, toughest situation was I moved to London when I was 9. I moved to a part of UK, which was extremely white, and I had extreme forms of xenophobia, racism, and you know, I was in a school of 650 people. I was the only person who's not white, and that was tough. And at 9 years old, when you can't speak English, this is 1989. So India now is very similar in terms of creature comforts to the West. But in 1989, India was very far behind. And so I couldn't speak the language, I didn't understand the culture. I had a lot of problems growing up in India. And fast forward, I did not get into Cambridge. I wanted to get into Cambridge. I did not. Got into Imperial, which is the second best university. Fast forward, when I graduated from Stanford, I did not get a job for 6 months. And you can imagine, right? So your career has all been about best. And then you get to Stanford, you top the program of the 120 odd best brains in the world. You compete with them, and you are rated the best student at Stanford. And you come out, you don't get a job for 6 months. So those are all moments of extreme challenge, extreme adversity that makes you question a lot about yourself, be it abuse at school, or not getting some of the best things you wanted to do, or not getting a job. And to answer your question of how do you deal with this is, I believe in 3 things. It starts with God. I have a deep belief that everything happens for a reason. Second thing is I deeply believe in the equation of 1:1, which is you don't get any results if you don't put 100% of your effort. So in my life, I've been very happy and very lucky that for every 1 pound of effort I put in, I got 1 pound of results. If I put 90% of my effort, I get 0 results. So I know that I have to get a minimum threshold of 100 pounds of my effort and 100% of my effort. So I always put in the effort. And then thirdly, I have the fire in my belly. I truly believe that one day or another I will come out of the top. I will be the best. And these are just small challenges that are thrown my way. And when I was a kid, I agreed and accepted that I'm different. And I will compete on being different. When I didn't get into Cambridge, I accepted that I wasn't going to get on the top echelons of students. But I competed with the Cambridge brains when I basically went into industry. And many of the Cambridge folks ended up working for me. And then when I came into Stanford, I didn't get a job. I waited for the right job, and I finally got into Twitter, and God has been so kind. Now I run a $1 billion business.
Good evening, sir. I'm Vignesh Kumar from the Department of PPD, Veltech Engineering College. Sir, could you please share your success story?
Thank you, Vignesh. Could you please share my success story? I think it's very similar to what I answered previously. I don't think there is a formula for success, Vignesh, unfortunately. If it was, I would have packaged it, marketed it, made money out of it. There is no formula. I think I'll just paraphrase what I said earlier. One is, have deep belief that you are the best and you're going to become the best. Don't settle. Here, in another lecture I gave at Veltech, it doesn't matter that we don't have the wealth of others. It doesn't matter you don't have the opportunities of others. Truly believe that you're going to be something special. I believe my aspirations are that I want to be the next Sundar Pichai. I want to be the next Satya Nadella. And I will get that. And I will stay hungry, I will stay foolish, I will work my butt off, try and actually get there. And so I would say have that belief. And secondly, put in the hard work. Each person has got to look at themselves and introspect and look at every single thing that's happened to them in the past and have to examine why did that success happen and why did that failure happen. For me, many of my times that I've looked back, Any time that I put even less than 100% of my effort, I've had 0 as my result. And so I always go back and, even for a presentation that I had to give to Veltech about an hour ago, I spent almost a day and a half getting it right, running it through my mind. I could have said, the presentation is about my life, I could have just said it, linked it, gave it, but no. It requires, because I know that if I don't put in my effort of 100%, I will screw it up. And so you got to work on what is your success formula. Is it 100% effort gives you 100% results? Or is it 90% that gives you 110% results? Or does 110% effort gives you 90% results? I don't know, but you have to introspect. Think deeply about all the things that have happened to you in your life in the past and how they have worked out. And lastly, believe in God. And I'm a huge believer that there is a hidden hand of God, that everything is guided by, and so I'm a deep believer, and so it's those 3 things: belief in God, and deep love, introspection, and hard work.
Thank you for your visit.
I'm Anurati from Veltech, owned by Astrus, pursuing BE. Sir, could you please indicate the specific business audience from Twitter, most suitable form? For whom Twitter is most suitable form?
Yeah. So who's good at making form? Yeah. Look, I think it's the fact that actually you're asking that question means that we've messed up. Right? How many people here use Twitter? Yeah, that's pretty sad. So there's less than about 5% of the people here use Twitter. And actually it's pretty well division. There's men here and women here. Hardly any women here actually use Twitter, which is actually pretty sad as well. So we have to do a better job in making sure we sell Twitter to you. So fundamentally, who's Twitter for? I would say it's very simple. We're not Facebook. We're not a social network. So we're not here for you to catch up with your friends or family. That's not our job to be done. We are not Snapchat, where you can send these ephemeral messages that disappear, again, a way for you to connect. We're not a professional network like LinkedIn that allows you to try and actually keep in touch with your fellow colleagues or future colleagues or find yourself a job. We're not that. What is Twitter? Twitter is what's happening right now. We are fundamentally a news network. We are a place where news breaks. And Twitter is what's happening now. So we pride ourselves on the fact that anything that happens in the area of news, politics, entertainment, and or sports, those are the categories. If there's something that needs to be said or anything that happens, it first breaks on Twitter. And it engages in conversation about that particular issue, and you get multiple perspectives. So it is fundamentally a microblogging news site that is social in nature because it has many people providing their points of view and you to share with the people that you follow, but we're a news site. And so I urge every single one of you to stay on top of news, stay on top of what's happening now. That is how you build your general knowledge. And that is how you build perspective. Because you're not going to be in the future a person without perspectives. You need to have a perspective. If, for example, there's something that's breaking in the world around Brexit, Britain's exit from the European Union, you need to have a point of view. And the gentleman earlier asked me about what do I think about global, how does this company from India compete in the global audience? They compete by understanding what's happening in the global world. And you learn that through platforms such as Twitter, so that you understand in any point in time in these categories what is actually happening in the world, so that you can understand people's point of views and have your own point of view. So that is what I find, that is what I see Twitter. So people like Rajnikant is using Twitter to try and actually talk about what's happening for him in his political adventures, and he's using this platform to connect with his audience and give his point of view. So that's what Twitter is.
Last 2 questions.
Good evening, sir. I am Vidhu from Veltech Engineering College. And my question is, in what way do you think Twitter's video product can transform the way businesses work?
Yeah. Question very close to my home. So I'm responsible for video on Twitter in terms of strategy and operations. So, let's say, simple example, Bahubali 2 came out, right? So the trailer for Bahubali, the first place where it launched was on Twitter. And the reason it reached virality is through Twitter. And the person who was actually the producer of Bahubali used it to actually announce that there's a new movie coming out, like Bahubali, so that it actually gets people excited and want to go to theater. And so Twitter is one way in which we use video is to promote new product launches or new event launches, but what's happening right now. So that's one way. The second way in which companies use Twitter and video is when they want you to buy something on the platform. So Nike Breaking 2 is a massive event for us, or Samsung Unpacked. So these are massive events that happen in the world in which, or Apple Developer Conference, Apple releases iPhone 10 first on Twitter, as an example. And so they use video to showcase what is actually happening with the new iPhone launch. And then they actually have an install button on Twitter so that you can actually, or some kind of a buy button so that you can directly buy that Apple phone through Twitter. So those are ways in which people are using the video platform to ultimately engage with their fan base and ultimately convert them to customers.
So the last question, please.
Hello, sir. This is Richa from Veltech Multitech. Sir, could you please advise us to what extent we should get associated with the social media?
Misha, the question is to what extent should you get associated with social media, any social media? Good question. I would say that, look, I think inherently social media is another way we can connect with people and connect with content. And it's a new way to communicate and build a network. And so there's no harm per se, in my opinion, in using social media in a responsible way. So I would highly encourage you to try all of the platforms that's out there and see what works for you. And for professional purposes, I myself use LinkedIn. For social purposes, I don't use Facebook because I'm not socially that active. I have my real world friends who I keep in touch with. I do use WhatsApp a lot, and but I'm not a Snapchat person. I'm not an Instagram person, and I use Twitter to understand what's happening in the world, as I mentioned earlier. So my three main social platforms are LinkedIn. So you'll find me on LinkedIn, and you'll find me on WhatsApp. You'll find me on Twitter, and because that meets my needs, and I know who I accept, and I know that audience is responsible, and I operate very responsible on that platform. I don't share my data publicly. I don't invite anybody who I don't know, and I am extremely careful with what, as I said, private data of mine that I share on those platforms. Where it goes wrong is when people don't understand these platforms and are not careful, and then they get into problems that were mentioned earlier about trolling and abuse of the platform. And so, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, fantastic questions, considering that we had very little time to interact. So I'll take about 2 minutes to 3 minutes to talk about Veltech TVN. I am Rajaram. I am the CEO of Veltech Technology Business Incubator. How many of you know about Veltech TVN? Veltech TBA you have not heard? Have you seen mails coming from Veltech TBA? Okay, then this is the time maybe I'll take a few minutes to touch upon this. You all know about incubation, right? What is the incubator? When you talk about incubator, what comes to your mind? Baby in hospital, right? So usually when babies are born prematurely, it is kept in a controlled environment, right? Till it gets the strength to face the external world. Same way, a technology business incubator, what does it do? When you have technology-based ideas for business, they need to be protected, they need to be nurtured, they need to be stretched, scaled, cropped, right? Then only the idea will get a better polished and it will address a business problem. It can turn into a business later on. So your idea needs support. Somebody needs to listen to your idea. Somebody needs to give you, enough advice, discussions, mentoring. Somebody needs to give you some money so that you can pursue that idea in terms of developing that idea. Somebody needs to give you space so that you can operate. Somebody needs to give you maybe interns for your team so that you can work on developing the idea. Normally, when you have an idea, somebody gets into business. Who funds it? Who funds the idea as a venture? Suppose as a young student, you have an idea. Who normally funds it? Parents, right? They call it parents, or they call it family, friends, and fools, right? Jokingly, 3 F's. So that is because they only will believe in your idea, right? Today, parents are not in a mood to or in a position to support all of your ideas. Already they have invested in your engineering and career. So today, Government of India started promoting Startup India, right? It is creating startups. We want India to come up with more innovative ideas, create jobs rather than be just job seekers. Right? We have to move away from a society which is following. For example, we constantly follow the West. Whatever idea that comes up in US, we immediately adopt it. Right? And then we work with it. We are called the order takers. We are not agenda setters. To take the IT paradigm. That is why innovation has become a very, very important theme. So we all need to come up with new ideas to solve problems. There are so many problems. If you take the Indian context, we are rich with problems, right? You cannot, some other society, not many problems to solve. Whereas in India, we have so many problems to solve. That is a huge opportunity. So if you come up with ideas, Veltech TBA is ready to fund you. You don't need to go to your parents, right? You register the company, come to us, we will provide you space at Building 29 Research Park inside the university. We provide you funding up to 50 lakhs. How many of you know about mychotastop.com? Have you, anybody know about mychotastop? This is the idea, this is a business being done by Anup Kumar, third-year student of Veltech University. He has set up this e-commerce site where the Veltech University girls and boys, they are buying. Right? You can buy from soap to any articles through this mychotastop.com. So if you place an order before 10 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock there will be door delivery. So he came to us, he said that no, he wants to do this e-commerce business, he needs money. We have given him 4 lakhs. So today he's adding more and more things to his e-commerce business. Same way, 6 months ago, there was a Veltech who has been into tire business earlier. He came to us and said he wants to come up with a mobile-based app for puncture, right? 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler puncture. 6 months back, it was a concept. Right? He felt there was nobody doing this. And people like, for example, in Audi, slightly deserted place, right? In the evenings, or even during daytime. So if somebody gets a puncture in the middle of the road, you don't know where the puncture shops are, what time they open, whether they are open today. None of this information is available to anybody, right? So here, he is giving peace of mind by enrolling you into his app by paying just 7 rupees per month per wheel, per tire, right? So with that, you go to any place, he has got all the puncture wallas mapped on his app. So wherever you are, nearby, it will spot all the nearby puncture shops, and you can take them to that place, get it repaired without paying any money, right? Because it's all insured already with this app. So he has come out with this business model. You know how much it is valued today? 6 months back, it was 0. It was on paper. The last 6 months, he has been talking to us. We gave him some funds, 1 installment. Yesterday or day before, we gave him the 2nd installment. Right? You know how much is his company value? He has already signed with Swiggy. Swiggy has got 350 2-wheelers. Now all of them have enrolled with him. Now he is going one after the other. A lot of companies are insuring the 2-wheeler through his app. So any guesses on the valuation of the company? Yeah, it's called Empower E-Tire. Just throw some numbers. 10 lakhs? Anybody more than this valuation? Huh? Somebody said 20. Anybody in crores? Yeah. Professor is saying 2 crores. Any other guesses? Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's upwards. Yeah, somebody said 5 crores. He is actually, it is valued 5 crores. One of the high net worth individual has entered this company. He has taken stake, valuing the company at 5 crores. Right? We all know Sachin Bansal and Billy Bansal. What are they famous for? Flipkart. 2008, was there a Flipkart? No. 2010, this public information, Sachin Bansal and Billy Bansal could not buy a 3-bedroom apartment in Bangalore. They didn't have the money. It was costing nearly 1 crore. Right? Their wives were asking, so many years you worked, we don't even have an apartment. So they tried to buy in Bangalore and it was expensive. They put some money into the business also. Right? So 2010, their net worth was not even 1 crore. Today, in 2018, what is the net worth? Huh? How many crores? 60 crores. Millions. No, who bought Flipkart? Walmart. For how much? $16 billion. How much is 1 billion? Huh? Not 100 crores. 1 billion is 6,800 crores. So 16 billion is how much? 1 lakh and above. 1 lakh crores. Right? Evaluation. How much stake these two guys had? What would have they got in this deal? How much crores? The company was sold at more than 1 lakh crores. They each got 8,000 crores. Right? The 8,000 crores, can you buy a 3-bedroom apartment or one big area, Maleshwaram or Sheshadripuram in Bangalore? Right? So in a matter of 8 years, see what has happened. So entrepreneurship is not a bad idea, right? Particularly when you can take some risks. It is not that all entrepreneurs succeed. You only get to know the big successes. There are also a lot of failures. But the chances of you, if you are obsessed with an idea, if you are dreaming about an idea, it is better that you take forward the idea. The chances of you succeeding are very high. Particularly when we have incubators like Veltech DBA to support you in this deal. So in a matter of 2 to 3 years, you will get to know whether you will succeed or not. Right? But with our mentor network, he is also a mentor to Veltech DBA. Right? We have mentors from Twitter, Google, Stanford, Harvard and Oxford. Right? All these are, I am not throwing some names. These are all listed in veltechdba.com. These are all professors who have signed up. Right? We have people from Singapore, veteran from Singapore. We have senior sales executive from UK. We have several entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs from India, CEOs, MDs. About 25 of them have signed up with us as mentors. They are ready to share their expertise, free of cost. They are not asking for any money. The whole Veltech DBA registration, everything is free. Right? You don't have to pay a single penny. But who are our strategic partners? Any names you can guess? Veltech DBA. There are 3 strategic partners. One is Google. Google gives $100,000 cloud credit to our startups. Right? If you go to Google, everything is chargeable. You want some space, 1 GB, right? Up to 15 GB, fine. Beyond that, everything is chargeable. Similarly, Amazon. Google gives up to $100,000 cloud credit. Amazon gives $10,000. Zoho. How many of you know Zoho? Wow. Fantastic. Zoho is a Chennai-based company, right? Today it is doing $300 million. It's a global company now. So at Veltech DBA, our aim is to support 250 startups by 2022. 5% of our startups should be of global scale. This is like Zoho, Freshdesk. These are Chennai-based companies who have gone into the global stage. Similarly, we want about 30% of our companies to be very good in triple bottom line. That is, good revenues, environmentally sound, and socially contributing. Right? So we have quantitative target and a qualitative target. So we are ready to receive applications from you. How many of you would like to join the entrepreneurship venture? Would like to start your own entrepreneurship venture? Yeah, lift your hand high. Wow. I think this is the biggest thing. Not even the university guys are conservative. I think you people seem to be, very aggressive, I think even the questions were, fantastic questions. Kudos to you. I think those of you who are interested, please visit us at Building 29, Research Park, 2nd floor, Veltech DBA. So you can also visit veltechdba.com to understand more. Right? With this, I want to thank Mr. Lakshmi Shankar and Mr. Vidul also to have taken. They are on a vacation from US, so we invited them and they gladly accepted. So we want to thank you. Thanks for all the interaction.
A
abuse happens in two ways. One is trolling. So somebody basically trolls you, sends abusive languages to you. The other side is that person, the other kind of abuse that happens is misinformation. Somebody says the wrong thing about you. That has happened, for example, in the elections in the USA, as you know. And then the last kind of problem that happens is just misuse of the platform. So pornographic content, and I work in video. I'm responsible for strategy and operations for video on Twitter. Twitter has 1.5 billion videos that are viewed every day. And we compete with Google, YouTube, and Facebook, and Netflix. Those are the only three platforms.
Hi sir, I'm Soumya, pursuing BEEE in Veltech High-Tech Chemical Engineering College. And sir, could you please share your experience on tough times you have ever faced in your career, and how did you tackle those conflicting situations?
Yes, from the Department of BEEE, Veltech Engineering College. Sir, could you please share your success story?
Is it 100% effort gives you 100% results? Or is it 90% that gives you 110% results? Or does 110% effort gives you 90% results? I don't know, but you have to introspect. Think deeply about all the things that have happened to you in your life in the past and how they have worked out. Lastly, belief in God. And I am a huge believer that there is a hidden hand of God, that everything is guided by, and so I'm a deep believer.
Pursuing BEEE. Sir, could you please indicate the specific business audience from Twitter most suitable for? For whom Twitter is most suitable for?
Yeah.
My question is, in what way do you think Twitter's video product can transform the way businesses work?
Like Babu, so that it actually gets people excited and want to go there. So Twitter is one way in which we use video is to promote what's happening right now. So that's one way. The second way in which companies use Twitter video is when they want you to buy something on the platform. So Nike Breaking 2 is a massive event for us, or Samsung Unpacked. So these are massive events that happen in the world, in which, or Apple Developer Conference, Apple releases.
Sir, could you please advise us to what extent we should get associated with the social media?
Right? So usually when babies are born prematurely, it is kept in a controlled environment, right? Till it gets the strength to face the external world. Same way, a technology business incubator, what does it do? When you have technology-based ideas for business, they need to be protected. They need to be nurtured.
It's a great opportunity to our students to interact with such a big personality, and really thank our management to enable this to happen. This kind of program we conduct frequently. We wish to visit the Veltech, sir. If you get an opportunity to work interact with us, we will be very, very happy. So thank you all, my dear students. You raised wonderful questions. Once again, thanks. Good night.